Okay, today I want to talk about how solar works, or more specifically, how a solar installed system on an RV works. Well, first off, solar power is generally set up to just recharge your house batteries. And your house batteries are the 2 or 4 batteries in the house part of your coach or RV. If you have an RV that has an engine that you drive around, if it's a camper trailer, the batteries are just the batteries in your camper or in your trailer. But solar essentially takes the rays from the sun into a silicon panel, and the way the sun hits, the electrons migrate and create current. So you're essentially creating a DC current from the sun, and each little panel creates a small voltage and a small amperage, and then the big panel is a combination of lots of those smaller panels all wired together in series. And so the panel itself will come up to something like 24, 25, 30, 40 volts and a certain amount of amps depending on what size panel you've got, how many watts the panel is, because watts is just a combination of volts times amps. So 12 volts in your battery, in your RV, times 10 amps is 120 watts. So we got that covered. A kilowatt is 1,000 watts. But the solar panels simply run from the solar panel. There's a wire that goes down through the breaker, and you can see on this little diagram, and I know you'll love that diagram. I made that diagram by myself. So anyway, the wires come down from the panel through a breaker, and that's important to be able to turn the panels off and isolate your RV in case of maintenance or just an accident or something. You need to turn it off. So then from that breaker, it goes into your solar charge controller. And your solar charge controller takes the higher voltage, like my panels are in series, so I've got two 40-volt panels that can get up to 80 volts. And so on my controller, it's 100/50. So it's 100 volts input and 50 amps output, which is just perfect. I don't pull that many amps out of it when I'm running full sun solar anyway. But in that solar charge controller, and from the solar charge controller, you go out to a fuse, which is another safety thing between the charge controller and the positive terminal on your battery. You need a fuse or another safety, and then that goes into your battery bank. And my battery bank, I have two 6-volt batteries in series, actually 4 6-volt batteries, 2 of them in series to get me 12 volts and the other 2 in series to get me 12 volts. Some charge controllers can charge at 24 volts and higher and whatnot, but mine is set up at 12 volts. The Victron controllers that I use are deemed the best by the industry. They work great. There's also an app on it that I can bring up the app and connect to my controller and see exactly how many amps and how much power it's running. But if we back up and answer the initial question, how does solar on an RV work? It is simply a system to recharge the batteries. Very same as if your battery on your car or truck goes dead. You open the hood, you get your battery charger, and you put 12 volts from your battery charger on your battery, and it will charge itself back up. The batteries store the power, and so I wanted to kind of start there and say, of all the different complicated systems on an RV, the shore power, the 120 volt power, the generators, the house batteries, the engine starting batteries, which are called chassis batteries. Solar is a simple install of basically 4 components that take sun, turn it into energy, and store it in your batteries. So I hope that helps. I've also written a book on all the different power systems in an RV. I'll put a link down below to that. It's on Amazon. It's $7 or something to buy it and read it. But I explain shore power, generator power, battery power, 12 volts, inverters, converters, all the things, chargers. So an RV is actually kind of a complicated system. But I hope that helps on how solar works in your RV. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe. Tell your mom.